Howdy folks, I'm your Mooster of Ceremonies, Bullwinkle J. Moose.
I'm Amber.
And here's a rabbit out of my hat.
It's just Reddit. Spoiler alert.
Everyone's gonna be like, why the characters, Brian? Why the characters? We're going all in on the characters, folks. Alright, our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for lying to my mother-in-law about the gender of our baby after she promised to keep it a secret? I didn't really want a gender reveal party, but my husband's family made a big deal about it, so I agreed. My mother-in-law was convinced that I knew the gender and insisted that I tell her. I totally didn't, and I told her that. She wore me down about after a month of bothering me about it. She begged me and promised that she wouldn't tell anyone. This was all in text. I told her that it was a girl. I figured that it was a 50-50 chance and it would get her off my back. Well, she lied. When we cut the cake to reveal blue inside, there was a really weird and awkward silence. She had told literally all of the guests from her side of the family so they could bring appropriate gifts. My friends and family quickly gathered around to congratulate us on our son. She came over and hissed at me that I made her look stupid. I reminded her that she had promised not to tell anyone. She said that she had never promised, so I showed her our text conversation. Some of the family were right there when I did that, so they heard her admit that she lied and had never intended to keep that promise. She said that it was a jerk move and that I only did it to embarrass her. I again reminded her that I had told her on multiple occasions that I did not know the gender. My husband wants me to apologize to keep the peace. I probably will, but I don't think that I was a jerk like she seems to think. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk, but why isn't your husband handling his mom? Like, she should not have been harassing you like this. He should have stepped in and been like, Mom, you text OP one more time and like, you're not going to be able to meet our baby for a long time.
Yeah, I do wonder about that myself too. It's like, why is your husband not stepping up to the responsibility of telling his mom to step out of their business, that they don't know the gender? And it just seems really like he's not being supportive enough in that respect.
Like, you were put in a bad situation. You were stuck between a rock and a hard place. She needed an answer. I don't know was not an answer, so that left you with, like, having to make something up. And she also promised she wouldn't tell. You didn't know she was going to go tell her entire family and be like, by the way, buy girl clothes, which, by the way, clothes are not gendered. You can dress babies in any color you want to, but you know. So yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong. I think she's a big jerk, and I think your husband really needs to start setting some more appropriate boundaries with his mom.
Yeah, I do think that there needs to be some appropriate boundaries set. I think that she really overstepped this time. And again, she made a promise to you and she broke that promise. But then on top of that, she tried to throw you under the bus by being like, oh, I never made that promise. And then basically you showed the proof of that because she was lying, and so she kind of got what she deserved here. I don't know who lies about something like that, especially when it's in writing. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Crying over Wagzan says, not the jerk, she embarrassed herself. I'm sorry you embarrassed yourself by lying is about the only apology that I would be willing to give. And Natopalia says, oh, I second this. This is the only proper apology for the situation. And Koko Niko Rete Urishi says, not the jerk, I'm cackling. This is amazing. Maybe just because I hate gender reveals, but oh my goodness, this made me laugh so hard. A true lesson for your mother-in-law to keep her mouth shut. People should buy mostly gender-neutral stuff for babies anyways, to be honest. They just are a little weird gremlins at first. Alright folks, our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for dressing my child in white to a wedding? I'm a 27-year-old female, and I have a daughter who is 4 years old. Yesterday, my brother and now sister-in-law got married. Kids were allowed to come because my brother is a big family guy and wanted the entire family to be there. I could only find a white dress for my daughter that she would wear. All the other ones that we had tried on were too itchy or uncomfortable. I texted my brother asking if it was okay for the whole don't wear white because it draws attention from the bride thing, but he said that both he and his now wife thought that it was fine because she was a kid. I even asked if he wanted me to dye it pink or something like that, but he told me that it was already pretty and just to leave it how it was. The wedding itself was alright. It was very beautiful. My daughter was quiet and well behaved the whole time. Everything was alright until my sister came up to me and said something along the lines of, "Hey, you should take your daughter home." I didn't understand why, so I questioned her, and she showed me a text message sent to her from our now sister-in-law talking about how I should be ashamed of letting my daughter wear that, along with photos of me and my child talking to the family. She even made a comment about my dress. I wore baby blue to fit the color scheme, talking about how the dress was too close to white. It wasn't, but okay. I waited until after the wedding to text her about asking her why she was taking photos of my daughter, and when she said it was fine. Apparently, she did say it was fine, but expected me to know that it wasn't. So am I the jerk for letting my daughter wear white to my brother's wedding? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. You did your due diligence and asked. And we're talking about a child here who will not be mistaken for the bride. Like, you know, anyone sees a 4-year-old and is like, oh, she must be the bride. Like, that's trouble right there. That person is a very troubled individual at that point in time. Like, it's not like someone's going to see your daughter and think she's the bride, you know. And you asked, and she said yes. Like, I just don't understand people who are like, well, you should know that my yes means no. Like, that logic just baffles me. My head's like breaking over it.
Yeah, and also like flower girls oftentimes wear white, so it's not usually unusual for little girls to wear white to weddings. It just is that you don't want to be an adult and be confused with the bride or have people ask those kinds of questions, right? So, or being like, oh, is she wearing white to make a statement? You know, but kids wearing white isn't making a statement of any kind. Right.
I mean, it's just like kids are like cute and it's like they're cute, innocent, whatever. You know, it's not anything about, it doesn't have the same connotations for children.
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Jesus Claus is real says, not the jerk, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the entire point of no white at a wedding rule so that people don't mistake them or upstage the bride? Who thought that a 4-year-old is the bride? Edit, lots of folks pointing out that flower girls also commonly wear white. Wasn't aware of the tradition, appreciate the info. Still not the jerk, as OP specifically asked if it was allowed, and the bride expected her to mind read that yes. In fact, when it meant no. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for buying my girlfriend a bikini for a trip that we have planned? My girlfriend and I just finished our junior year of college and have some time off this summer. We planned a Mexico vacation in the middle of June to an all-inclusive resort that's popular for couples. I love my girlfriend. I think that she's the most beautiful and sexy woman that I've ever met. The problem is that she doesn't see herself this way. She's a little bit on the curvy side, but that's always been my type. Her body is everything I'd ever want. She's typically a conservative dresser, even when it's just us. She also sometimes doesn't want me to see her because of her insecurities. Her insecurities are the typical I'm fat, my thighs jiggle, my belly isn't flat, which is what I think every girl goes through. Last week, we were talking about going shopping for anything that we might need on this trip. She said that she didn't need anything. I was a little sad because it sounded like she was planning on wearing her same vanilla clothes. Don't get me wrong, I love the way she looks in anything, but I also have my tastes too. I was super nervous checking out because I felt like a creep, but I just got over it. I went up and bought her what I would call a more revealing bikini. All black stringy top with a thong-esque bottom. I was losing my mind picturing her in it. She wasn't exactly thrilled when I gave it to her. She says thanks, but then got quiet for the rest of the time that we hung out. I could tell that something was up. When I got home, I got texts from her friends basically saying that what I did was pretty messed up. And now she's dealing with her either letting me down or being forced to wear something that she's very uncomfortable in. She didn't tell me that she would be uncomfortable, but her friends said clearly something that she would never wear. I tried to frame it as I think that she's beautiful. I want to show her off. And it's a special occasion. I said that she doesn't have to wear it if she doesn't really want to, but they're calling me a jerk for even buying it for her in the first place. Girlfriend insists to me that she's not mad and thinks of it as a compliment, but also says that she's even afraid to try it on because she knows that she's going to hate herself in it. Was I the jerk for doing this? Edit. I am not going to push the issue if she really doesn't want to wear it. The question I'm asking is if I was the jerk for even buying it. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're the jerk here, OP. You know how your girlfriend prefers to dress, and you're trying to push your own, like, style on her, your own aesthetic. You know she has a lot of insecurities, and you're not, like, it doesn't seem like OP takes her insecurities into consideration while she's doing it. All he's concerned about is she's gonna look so hot in this bikini, and not thinking about how that's gonna feel for her in the bikini.
Well, and I think that that's going to be really uncomfortable. I think that if you wanted to have a discussion like this, you could have maybe surprised her with some clothing still, but make it a little bit closer to what she would be more comfortable with, as opposed to going full-on string bikini with, like, as revealing as possible. It's like you just wanted to go full-on into something that she would be very insecure in wearing. And you can... I think that this is, again, like a communication issue more than anything. I think that OP, personally, I don't think that OP had the worst intentions in the world. I kind of read this as him wanting her to open up and explore more clothing options and stuff like that. But I also feel like this was really not the way to approach the situation, and that he kind of did it in a poor way.
Yeah, I definitely say I am also a little less charitable in my assumptions of his motives. I definitely, this is not the way to how to handle, if someone is dealing with bodily insecurities. Just like throwing them in a kind of a garment that makes them insecure is not going to magic away that self-consciousness.
Yeah, I think that this is something that she's going to need to work on in time and therapy, and certainly if she has a lot of trauma around her body image, then there's going to be, because she may have been bullied, right? And she may have been made fun of, and putting on that bikini might just bring back those feelings of insecurity and feelings of trauma that she's experienced.
Yeah, well, and that's the problem, is like beauty is subjective, and like it's really awesome that she's the most beautiful woman in the world to you, but people are mean, and it's very likely that someone in her life has put her down, or seeing models and photos and stuff and being like, I don't live up to that, has eaten away at her self-esteem.
Yeah, and if this was something that she wanted to wear but couldn't wear because she feels insecure, I would say that that's unfortunate, and hopefully she can find the strength and to work on some of these body image issues. But if this isn't something that she has any desire in wearing ever, then also
well, that's my other big question, is that nowhere in this post does it sound like she's expressed discontent with her wardrobe. And so, is this a thing that she has been like, oh, I wish I could wear those kind of things, or is this just like OP projecting his...
Yeah, I think that that's a really important question. I guess in that respect, we would need to know that information to know OP's true intentions and motivations, right? So let me know what you folks think. Anyhow, take care and good luck. And Flightless Birds says, you're the jerk. You bought her something that you knew that she would feel uncomfortable in. And of course, she's going to feel guilty if she doesn't, since it's a gift. It's great that you like her body, but it's her body and not yours to show off.
Well, that's another good point, is that he is kind of treating her like an object to show off.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Like, some of that verbiage that he used there, it's like, I want to be able to show her off.
She's my trophy I've won.
I can relate to this because I'm generally more of a conservative dresser, and I know my boyfriend prefers to see me in more revealing stuff. But the difference is I am comfortable wearing revealing clothing on some occasions, and he just encourages me not to feel self-conscious, but never tries to push me to wear anything that I truly do not want to wear. If she was like, I'd really love to wear this cute outfit, but I think that I would look fat in it. What do you think, babe? You could say, you look amazing. Yes, wear it. But to actually buy something for her that she isn't going to be comfortable in is crossing a line. Apologize and let her know that she 100% does not have to wear the bikini or anything else if she doesn't want to wear it. This doesn't mean that you need to stop complimenting her. You can let her know that you think she's beautiful, but don't make clothing suggestions. And OP replies, I have made it clear that she 100% doesn't have to wear it, and I'll return it if that's what she really wants. I knew that it's something that she typically would be uncomfortable in, but I figured by me buying it, it would show her that I have the confidence in her, and maybe it would inspire some confidence in herself. I'm 22, young and dumb, so maybe I didn't think this out. Thank you for your thoughtful response and not calling me a creep, like the rest of the people have. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got a beverage of choice right here, and Amber, she's got a joke.
Why couldn't the pirate play cards?
Well, I'll tell you why the pirate couldn't play cards. Because the pirate was actually at the bottom of J.V. Jones' locker, and the cards, when you get down those depths, they kind of fall apart, and so that's why they couldn't play poker.
Because he was sitting on the deck.
That too. And I have Mega Mint. I accidentally threw a bunch of people for a loop yesterday, because usually I will drink like Mega Mint on Mondays, and I forgot that yesterday was till today is Monday. I knew it was, but I didn't remember, so I didn't have Mega Mint yesterday. So everyone was kind of thrown for a loop. They were like, no, my... All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Tuesday, spelled T-W-O. Amber, we need some kind of moral guidance. And please, say it like you're a nosy neighbor.
Now, I may be a nosy neighbor, but even I know better than to pester OP about the gender of her child.
Yes. Don't pester people about the gender of their children. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.